Well, a person was out at the store and the clerk said, "Can I help you find something?" And the individual replied, "Well, I don't know what I'm looking for, but I'll know when I see it." I think we've all had that where maybe we're looking for something for someone and we just don't know, and yet, we'll know when we see it. That's a good question in light of our readings today. What are we looking for? Are we looking for Christ this time of year? Is our faith a perspective? What is it that we want? Do we really know? Will those things that maybe we want really make us happy? All good questions maybe in light of Advent and what we hear today. What are we looking for? It's interesting that question was asked 3 times in our gospel today, wasn't it? What did you go out to see? What were you looking for? Did you see this reed blowing in the wind? Well, it looks pretty. On windy days when we see trees and things going, they do look nice, but in the big scheme of things, what's the meaning? Who did you go out to see? Maybe is a better question. When you were looking for John the Baptist, they found someone that kind of looked a little different, and not all wanted to be attentive to his message. So what did you go out to see? What are you looking for? Who are we looking for? Maybe that's the question. Are we looking and attentive to the coming of Jesus? And I think that's what Advent reminds us of, that the Lord really and truly comes to us if we look with the eyes of faith, if we have an open heart, and we can see things God's way. Do we have room in our hearts for that vision, for that perspective? I know I'm called to look for Jesus in my life, and that's for all of us. Do we really see the Lord in the midst of our day-to-day experiences? And what gets in the way of my seeing that? Sometimes we think of things. Maybe Advent's time also, similar to Lent, where we can set some things aside, and even things of Christmas, to say we want to make room in our hearts for the Lord. I know for me, my call, strive to be a good priest, maybe a better priest today than I was yesterday. But on all of us, a good spouse or good parent, a good brother or sister, maybe a little better at our jobs, a little more kind and loving. Those are things the Lord wants us to do, and if we do that, maybe we can be instruments of the Lord's coming, because he wants to come to us really and truly, and then we can bring his presence to the world. So are we seeking that way of Christ? And are we looking for ways to incorporate what Christ taught us into our lives every day? If we're really people of faith, maybe we should be looking for that, looking for good ways. The Lord looks for us and wants us to be instruments of his love. Do we share that with others and tell them we appreciate them and care for them? And if not, what gets in the way? Will we find him? Maybe the Advent message is, let's do something to make this happen. Maybe we're waiting to do our Christmas shopping. Well, there's short time left. As we're called to rejoice this Sunday in Advent, it's a reminder that the reason we rejoice is because of Christ who comes to us. And it's not only at Christmas, but it's every day of our lives. Someone who comes to truly fulfill our needs, to give us goodness and life and love and salvation, and tells us, strive to live that way. So are we looking for the coming of Christ? What are we looking for? Who are we looking for? Advent tells us, prepare well the way.